Agile teams deliver a lot of work. User stories get completed. Sprint goals are met. Releases go live. Yet one question keeps resurfacing, often too late. Are we actually creating value or just delivering stories? The gap between delivery and impact is one of the most common challenges in Agile environments, and it usually comes down to one missing link. Stories are rarely connected to outcomes. That's where outcome mapping becomes essential, whether it's a journey map, a story map, an outcome map, a perspective map. I don't care how you do it, you need to map it together. So, most Agile teams don't ignore value intentionally. We need to make sure we point that out. They lose it structurally. Backlogs grow, stories multiply, priorities shift. Over time, delivery becomes the focus and value becomes an assumption. So we just focus on delivery, we stop focusing on value, and it's just pushed to the afterthought. Teams start answering, what should we build next? Instead of what change are we trying to create and what's the next step? Outcome mapping helps bring that clarity back. So an outcome is not a feature. I want to be careful here. It's not a deliverable. It's not a completed story. An outcome is a measurable change in behavior, performance, or experience. So here are a couple of examples. Users complete a journey with fewer errors. That's a good one. Support tickets decrease significantly. Manual effort drops. Adoption increases. Decision time improves. If nothing changes after delivery, no outcome was actually achieved, even if everything was built perfectly correct. User stories are powerful, but they are incomplete. A story answers as a who, I would like to do what, and sometime and why, right? I would like to, is who I would like to do what and why. What it often doesn't answer is what will be different if it succeeds, how we measure the success, and what behavior are we trying to change. Without outcomes, stories just become tasks that need to be done. With outcomes, stories become experiments in value creation. So outcome mapping provides and creates a visible connection between business intent, user behavior, and delivery work. It helps teams prioritize with clarity, challenge unnecessary features, align better with stakeholders, reduce waste, and focus on impact. Most importantly, it gives the team a shared definition of success. Agile teams and agile delivery mechanisms optimize outputs. Agile maturity requires outcomes. The outcome mapping framework should be simple and practical. Outcome mapping doesn't need to be some heavy tooling solution. You can use a lightweight structure in any Agile team. Each layer answers a different question. For example, the business goal, the North Star, right? Why does this matter? The desired outcome, what should we improve? Behavioral change, what should users or systems be doing differently? And then supporting stories, what enables that change and where are we going? This reverses the usual backlog first thinking. So instead of starting with build a new onboarding feature, start with the business goals to reduce customer drop off. The desired outcome is higher onboarding completion. The behavioral change might be users complete steps without confusion. And the supporting stories could be clear guidance, validation, feedback, and progress indicators. Stories earn their place by serving an outcome, not by just existing in the backlog. So when outcomes are clear, competing stories become easier to evaluate, trade-offs actually make sense, nice-to-haves are exposed, stakeholders align faster, and the question shifts from is this ready to does this help move the needle towards the outcome? That single shift improves decision quality dramatically. So business analysts are often the natural owners of outcome thinking, but this is shifting, as we mentioned in the January 1st episode. Change management is taking on a whole new complexion. The traditional business analyst helps organizations and teams translate business goals into measurable outcomes, connect abstract objectives to real behavior, challenges feature-first requests, asks value-driven questions, keep outcomes visible during delivery. And this is where analysis stops being documentation-driven and starts becoming direction-setting, which is where we're trying to go. But there are some common anti-patterns of outcome mapping fixes. If you see these, you know your outcomes are missing. Let's deliver this and measure how it comes out later. Or this story is important, just trust us. Or we'll know value when we see it. Or everything in the backlog is a number one priority. Outcome mapping introduces discipline without slowing teams down. So you don't need a big workshop to do this. You can start small. Before committing to a task, ask yourself, if the answers are unclear, the story isn't ready, no matter how refined it looks. When you start using outcome mapping consistently, teams experience clearer priorities, fewer unnecessary features, faster alignment, better stakeholder conversations, stronger focus on learning, higher confidence in decisions, and delivery becomes intentional and not mechanical. Agile was never meant to be about cranking out as many stories as you can. It was never meant to measure output. It was meant to help teams adapt and create value in uncertain environments. Outcome mapping restores that intent and gets us back to the basics. When stories are connected to outcomes, delivery actually becomes meaningful, learning becomes visible, value becomes measurable, and Agile finally does exactly what it was designed to do. So that's going to do it. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care. Bye now.